I can do it with a broken heart.
That
your
is
favourite?
any opportunity that I have got to go out in the car by
Yeah.
myself, I will jump the opportunity and just play that on,
Blasting
like
it out.
blasting it out.
Hello and welcome to the Sherri Team podcast with me, Sherri Andrew. Today I'm joined by Lu Hough and Vanessa Menrad. Hi, ladies.
Hello.
I'm in a blue sandwich here today.
There's a lot of blue striped shirts in the office today.
Yes, I think it's the time.
It is, isn't it?
The sun's come out and everyone said striped shirt.
How are we? Lu, you've just been on holiday.
I've just come back from Portugal, where you also were as well. We had a couple of days in Lisbon and then a couple of days in Comporta, and I am obsessed. So I've never been to Lisbon before, and Comporta has been like on my wish list forever. So I was so excited to go, and everyone said to me before I went, "You're gonna love Lisbon. It's like one of my favorite city breaks," and I was kind of like, oh, you know, I love a city break. I love Paris. I love Madrid. But how different can it be?
Yeah.
It is the coolest place.
It's
I love
so
it so
cool.
much. Literally within like 10 minutes, I was like, no, I get it. It's such a vibe. It's so charming, and the people are incredible. So kind and happy and helpful and
beautiful.
and
very
interested and I don't know, Polly said to me before I went, she was like, you know how everyone in London, someone has pissed them off or something has happened or they're late or something like.
It's the same in Paris. Like,
Yeah.
they're like,
People in a
the
rush.
attitude.
Yeah,
busy.
they've got attitude. Whereas there, I don't know, everyone just seemed really light and I loved it. The food scene is amazing. It's so beautiful. All the tiles and the architecture and the colours as well. They had these amazing purple trees, pink whitewashed walls and yellows and greens and blues. And it's just, it's just like a feast for the senses. Very cobbly, which perhaps not the most pram friendly.
It's very steep.
Very steep.
Yeah.
You kind of, Google a route somewhere and it'd be like 10 minutes. You'd be like, perfect. And then you realise it's up a really, really steep cobbly hill, or there's like 10,000 steps, which is really difficult with a pram.
Can you walk everywhere though?
Yeah,
Sorry.
all walking distance. I just absolutely loved it. And you're by the sea, and the seafood is great. The markets, just loved it.
All round 10 out of 10.
All around 10 out of 10.
What were some of your favourite spots? Any cool restaurants you went to?
So we were staying kind of south near the river, near the Time Out Market, and there was an amazing coffee shop just like literally like a couple of doors down from us called Komoba, where we went every morning and had like
Great name.
Great name.
It's a very cute name.
Had the best breakfast. They had like matcha pancakes and
nice.
like just amazing food. Really good for the baby as well. Like she was such a flirt on holiday. She would literally just go in and like smile at everyone. There was one waitress. She literally went in, grabbed her hand, and just like walked her around the round. That was so sweet. So yeah, that was amazing. We went for an incredible dinner at it's called Bar Restaurant, which is in the rooftop of a hotel with the most amazing views over Lisbon. And food was absolutely incredible, and really good for vegan, vegetarian as well. So that was great. Amazing ice cream place called Neva, which someone on Instagram sent me a recommendation, and it was so good. There was a really lovely pizza place again near our apartment called Lupita, and actually on the first night I bumped into Robin, one of the girls in the design team, and she was in the queue. And it was so popular. There was a queue for an hour and a half just for a takeaway. And when you're like, okay, this place must be really good. So we went there one night and actually got takeaway, and that was absolutely amazing and just like really nice and chilled. And there was like a lot of people waiting, and then there was a cool bar over the road when we had some drinks there, and it's just a really buzzy place.
Really fun. I can see it, feel it. You know what I mean?
Have
like
you
the
been
colours.
before?
No, I've never been, but I feel like I'd feel at home.
Vanessa, you would love it.
Oh my god, you'd love it so much.
It's very high on my list. Also, I feel like it's got like a good mix of things, you know, like because it's by the sea, but it's still a city break. So you get a you
can do a bit of everything.
And there's
atmosphere.
Exactly, and there's galleries, but then you can just. I like somewhere where you can just kind of wander, and I don't really like to do all the touristy things. So to kind of go there and feel like you're a local,
it's very easy to do that.
And the size, smaller. I hate taking public transport on a city break, so I try and walk as much as I can to like see little things that you might usually not come across, and it works really well. But in in big cities like Madrid or Paris, it sometimes feels a bit like you've been walking for hours and you still haven't gotten to where you need to be. Whereas I feel like there you can really experience the whole place.
Totally.
It's
just the best.
And the beaches are so close by. And you went recently, you went to one of the beach clubs.
Yes, I was there. Well, also at the weekend.
Yeah. I really feel like I'm missing out.
Wait,
did you guys go?
Honestly, I saw 2 people that I recognised as well. I feel like everyone has been in Portugal this last week.
Maybe you also saw Robin.
If I'd known she was there, I would have been looking out. But we were there for Hindu, so slightly different. Okay. It was a very scheduled itinerary that I created for my best friend, and we organised it. I organised it. Okay. Yeah.
Did you have like printed schedules for everyone?
I did. I didn't print it, but I did make it on like Canva.
Yeah, like on like
a WhatsApp.
I've been seeing that on TikTok a lot. I love it. I'm like, ooh, what a dream.
I was like, save the paper, but I'll send the itinerary. Yeah. And we just had honestly, one of the best weekends I've ever had. And I think it's because the group of girls, I knew like 6 out of 10 of them. Yeah. So I only met the other 3 when we were out there. Yeah. Just like the best vibes. Yeah. Such a like everyone was so lovely and like warm and welcoming and just like ready to like have a good time. Oh. So the first night we had a private chef, which was a real treat. This lovely man called Frederico. So I found it on a website called Take a Chef. Yeah. I think they have it, it's definitely in Portugal, maybe other European cities. And they like send you menus based on what you ask for. Mm-hmm. So I said like, I want some sharing, group of 10, like some nice like sharing like pastas, salads. And he created the nicest menu and he was like serving us wine and he was just
where were
so
you
lovely.
In an apartment?
Yes, we hired an Airbnb. Okay. So that was
such a nice way to make it like feel a bit more special. Yeah. Even like if you're not staying at a hotel, to make you feel like, I don't know, a bit different.
Exactly. At the beginning I was like, is it a shame not to go to like a restaurant because there's so many cool places, but actually it was perfect. We had like a games night, Mr. and Mrs. did a quiz, so that was lovely. And yes, we went to Casa Reo as well, which actually Hod recommended. She was like, it's so cool, it's like Ibiza vibes but a bit more quiet, but still like really bohemian and chic, and the seafood there was amazing.
And it's only about half an hour from Lisbon town.
Exactly. So we just got a taxi there, and the beach, oh my goodness, the beach was so beautiful, like clear water, no seaweed, white sand.
Yeah, and they're so empty as well.
So empty, yeah.
It's so untouched. It's like so different to a UK or like, you know, anywhere else.
Exactly, and for a Saturday as well, it was so empty. So that was another highlight. We also did you go to the Time Out Food Market?
Yeah, so we were staying in a kind of serviced apartment called Look Living, which I could not recommend enough. We just found it on Booking.com, and again, the staff was so incredibly helpful. Again, like having a baby, having like an apartment where you can like, you know, we had a little kitchenette, so we could kind of make her dinner and then we put her to sleep in the pram and go out for dinner ourselves. But yeah, we were literally like, you know, 100 yards from the market, which was
nice.
It's so cool because you can all like get different things, but it's all quite affordable.
Also, do you think it's like there's something so calming about knowing that you have a little kitchen when you're on holiday? I know I love a hotel room, don't get me wrong, but sometimes like I like knowing that like if I feel peckish or something that I can make something. I don't know.
And I think it kind of gives you that like, I'm living here.
Yeah.
And, you know, I'll just like, I'll go out for breakfast when I want to, like not because I have to. And like, I don't know, it's nice.
Yeah, it's so true. It's such a nice touch. So that was a highlight. And then we did a boat trip. I think that was my favourite thing that we did.
Wow, nice.
Yeah, with 10 girls, hooking up your phone. I think we booked it on Get Your Guide. So again, really affordable, split between 10. Pretty fine. So we hooked up our phone to the speaker and my friend was like, I'll be the DJ. I'm just playing like ABBA, Girls Aloud, Kylie. And it was just so fun. And we just went in like a loop around the bay. But like we could have been anywhere.
And the weather was good?
The weather was really nice. It was like it is today. It's like 20 degrees, not too windy. Vibes, nice. Just vibes. So yeah,
so fun.
So to conclude, Lisbon
is where it's at, and then so after Lisbon we went down to Comporta.
Yes, how was that?
Where is that located?
So it's about an hour south.
Okay.
But it's a very, very protected coastline. So there's like hardly any development. It's really protected, and again, it's kind of very clear white sand beaches, like nothing around it. You can't build within a certain radius of the beach, and there's only a couple of hotels. We were staying at Sublime Comporta, which was a real treat. Again, it's like been on my list for ages. And you're just so immersed in nature. These just kind of massive big trees and kind of like sand kind of dirt tracks, like and you're kind of in these kind of outbuildings like around the grounds.
Oh, nice.
And it was just stunning, like just so like peaceful, I think, being when you're kind of immersed in nature like that, it just kind of really resets and, you know, rest as much as you can with a baby. But it was just, being in that kind of surrounding was so nice. And then, the beach is, from the hotel is a kind of 10-minute drive. Yeah. And it's just empty and just so beautiful and just kind of, I felt like I was in the summer temporary and there's like, you know, the white sand.
Dream.
But then like, you know, really cool, like beach like bar sounds like it's going to be like a club, but it was just like really relaxed vibes. You know, paella on the beach and just so cool. There was one, we went to the Comporta beach cafe one day and there was a group of Brazilian ladies who were, we asked them what they were celebrating, like it was like a birthday, a wedding, whatever, and they were like, just life. And they were like pumping out these Brazilian tunes and they just adopted Bobby and picked her up and were just like dancing around with her. And it was just like, you know, when you just watch like happy vibes, it was just amazing.
God, Bobby really did that.
She had a great time. She worked it. But yeah, it was just like that mix was just so perfect of kind of like having an interesting city to explore and kind of walk around, and then the kind of real chill of Comporta. Couldn't recommend enough.
Nice to do that way around. It's like city first and then beach.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, stunning. Okay, so that was your first thing that you've been loving.
Sorry, I feel like I've literally gone on for like half an hour.
No, I'm loving it. I'm living free. I'm like, yes, tell me more. Beaches, nature, lovely.
This is the detail that we need. Okay, so what is the second thing that's been on your list?
The second thing was Sugar, the new TV series on Apple TV, which stars Colin Farrell. Have either of you watched it?
I haven't. No. What's it about?
So it is, Colin Farrell is hired as a private investigator to look for a missing girl of the kind of very well-known family within the kind of film and TV world. But it's a kind of slightly dysfunctional family. The grandfather actually hires him. The father is not that interested in her disappearance, just kind of thinks it's kind of like part of her character. It's shot in LA. It is filmed so beautifully. It kind of has like little snapshots of really old movies and kind of private investigative movies. He drives this like amazing old vintage car. Colin Farrell looks stunning.
So is it quite visual?
Yeah, it's very visual, very beautiful.
Is it set in like today? Or
set in today. Okay. Yeah, and he just was always in like the smartest of suits, and he has this amazing vintage blue car. Anyway, I won't go too much into the storyline because I've just hit a really big twist.
Ooh, okay.
Massive twist.
Oh my God.
But I really, really enjoyed it and not really like anything that I've watched in a while. So yeah, really love it.
Nice. This is on Apple TV.
It's on Apple TV, yes.
Okay,
and
Sugar.
I think it has... We got to a point when we'd caught up with all the episodes and there were 2 we had to wait a week for. Yeah. Irritating.
I hate when they do that.
I know.
I actually really like that.
Do
I really appreciate that Apple TV take a very traditional route and release it weekly, because then otherwise I just binge it and then it's too soon.
Exactly.
I don't know, but I feel like so we missed kind of like 2 weeks because we were then away. I kind of separated myself from the storyline. I wasn't, whereas before I was like living and breathing.
Oh, okay, fine.
Do you know what I mean? I feel like I need that.
Yeah, you missed that refresher. Yeah, okay, fine.
It's probably for the best to split it up. Like, I feel like I've become really like just binge. I can't stop watching something once I start.
Okay, so Sugar.
Yeah, so really recommend it. And then my final thing was, it's more of a discussion point. Boat shoes.
Boat shoes, okay.
So Miu Miu has brought back the boat shoe. I'm obsessed with them. I think at first I was like, ooh, is this too vintage? I actually ordered a pair of the Sebagos. Arcit had a 20% off weekend and I just went for it. And they are, like, the Sebagos are kind of like the OG, like the type of thing like your dad would have.
I think my dad does have some.
Yeah. But a lot of people have been wearing the Miu Mius and like they're looking so modern and cool. So, and yeah, I'm really on board.
I think it depends on the person. Like, I can see you 100% because you have that Riviera vibe, you know, like... Like, so do you know what I mean? Like, I can see you in that sort of, like...
Definitely.
Whereas, same with Sarup. Like, Sarup, very different style from you, but, like, she can rock that sort of thing. Like, I don't see myself wearing them just because I don't have, like... I don't think I have the right, like, outfits for it. I like them. I think it's a cool vibe. And I love bringing, like, dad things and granddad things. You know, I love those sort of trends.
Yes, me too.
I think it's really fun. But yeah, I think it needs the right styling. Like,
agreed. I think Lucy Williams, she was on the show last week and she was wearing some boat shoes. And I was like, oh, oh, that's very unexpected, but actually it really works.
Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like if you're not really a kind of like I don't really like my toes, so I'm not really a sandal. Yeah. The admin of like manicures and tans and all of that. So it's a good summer shoe that I feel like you could wear to the office. Yeah. Or we could definitely wear here. Yeah. And I don't know, dress it up, dress it down. You can wear jeans, shorts, dresses.
Yeah, and comfy.
Comfy, exactly.
Oh, I don't know. I'm in two minds. I think on other people they would look amazing. Yeah. But they just remind me of, you know, the M&S dad slipper.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, with like the tartan lining. Yeah. I just see that.
But do you have it sometimes with things like, for me, best example was the Bostons when they first became popular. I hated them. You know, I was like, this is ridiculous. Yeah. Like my granddad has those, like ew. And for months and months, I was so against them. And then I don't know why, out of nowhere, I was suddenly like, wait, I can see it now.
Yeah. That's how I felt about Crocs. I was like, I will never wear them, and now I love them.
It's even weird. Those like the big Chanel like the thick Chanel sandals. Yes. I remember, seeing them first time round, thinking. I mean, I think, to be honest, a lot of the kind of ugly shoe trend, at first you're like, ooh,
I'm not sure.
Well, but I think now that kind of wrong shoe trend is actually, that kind of works so much more so.
I like that there's, you know, now it's not just sandals in summer, you know, like there's different, because I'm like you, I don't like to necessarily get my toes out if I can avoid it. And like all of sort of like ballerina flats, these sort of things coming back, like I'm all for it, because I'm like, oh, thank goodness I can wear something that's not a trainer, but also not a sandal.
Different options.
Yeah. And like true. Even I'm wearing the fisherman. I don't know if you guys can see that, the fisherman sandals.
Yeah, these are really cool.
And again, they're airy because they've obviously got the holes in, but like not much of my foot is on show.
That's true.
So I'm here for the new.
This is the summer of everyone getting their feet out.
Yes, exactly. I think I could be convinced for sure. When you wear your new Sebagos to the office,
I was going to say
we shall reassess.
Yeah. Okay. Great. Look forward to it, guys.
Okay. Great. Vanessa, what are the 3 things that you're loving this month?
Well, I haven't been on holiday recently, so I can't talk about. I'm going soon, so hopefully next time. I'm going to Italy in 2 weeks. Very excited. But for now, I did put down, so I've been starting to plan some summer parties. And I thought it'd be nice to mention, because it's like, I feel like when you host a party, most people think, oh my God, I can't afford it. It's a lot. Like, and I do it on a very low budget, and I enjoy it a lot. I love hosting people. So I thought, you know, might as well.
Yeah, you've always got fun hosting plans.
It's fun. You know, I love like coming up with little ideas, and I love having people around, and, you know, like, I don't know, mixing my friends and just seeing a group develop is quite nice.
I feel like if I needed a party planner, I would come to you. Yes, like I feel like you would absolutely smash it. And also, right, it's like
as well.
The little things, and you'd get your clipboard out. And
if I wasn't doing this, I feel like that would be a great plan B for me. Like I think about it a lot. Like it's just really fun, and it's fun as a challenge when you don't really have a budget. So currently, I mean, we do this every year, but we do a Wimbledon party. Usually we do it on the final day, where we play the finale, but this year we're doing it a week early. But essentially all we do is we put the Wimbledon on the TV indoors, and then the clothing theme is always the same. You either have to come as a tennis player or as someone going to Wimbledon.
Okay.
So it's essentially an experience for people who don't go to Wimbledon as well, like to have that sort of day. And then we prep loads of strawberries and cream, which, you know, is a very cheap thing to prep. Yeah. Like you don't need a lot. It feels
a bit special.
Yeah. And then everyone brings a side dish of sorts, and then we have a barbecue on, you know, make some.
Love that. And do you do it at someone's house?
Yes. So our house, we're in a muse, so we have like the outdoor space. I know, it's quite nice. I mean, it is a shared space, but it is nice to, like, you know, we put like bunting up in the Wimbledon colours, and then you put some music up, like, and obviously because you have the Wimbledon games playing inside, so people can, like, you know, dip in and out. And it's just like such a simple way of like, and then, you know, you have the little details, like we send a little invite out, like not a printed one, just like a little every year changes a little bit. This year I was playing with the idea of putting some challenges content in there, you know,
oh
like
God,
just to
this
like
is the year to do it.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and people love dressing up in tennis clothes. I don't know why, but it's just the white tennis clothes. It's just a vibe. And
it is.
You know,
tennis chorus it's such a vibe.
Honestly, so much fun.
I wonder if anyone will go as Zendaya this year.
I know, exactly.
What? How many people are on the guest list?
So currently, well, when it's like something like this where it's standing, there's no like seating.
Okay.
I'd say like 30.
Oh wow,
that's quite a lot.
That's big.
Yeah, but that's like the perfect amount for like, you know, there be enough mingling. I don't like when it's just like one friend group and then like, you know, you don't really like. I feel like the more people there are, the more comfortable people feel to talk to each other. And because it's such a like, because everyone brings something, you don't have to have a lot of budget to like make a bunch of stuff.
Oh, that's a good point, yeah.
And then again, I'm going to bring in our community centre friend again, like for my birthday, I rented some tables from him for free, which was so lovely.
Oh, that's so good.
I'm going back to him to ask for some tables to just set up outside so the buffet can just like, you know, sit around. And yeah. So I've got that. And then another idea I had, this is a first for me, but I thought this is another great idea for a little summer party for people who might have not booked festivals. I want to do a festival-themed picnic party.
Ooh.
Now, hear me out,
I
right?
love this already.
So you go to a park, like our nearest park is Holland Park, but I was also considering... what's the one on the hill? Primrose Hill.
Yeah.
That's one. It's literally got hill in the name. Or one of the Hackney parks is also good for later reasons. Right? I've got to... one thing at a time. So you set up your picnic blankets, ideally near a tree, so you can put some bunting up, you know, get that like festival vibe going. You have some picnicky bits, and then you tell everyone to dress up in festival theme, so as if they were going to a festival. You need a speaker for this because you need some music going, and then you know everyone meets, has a drink, so you basically feel like you are at a festival because the music's there, like you're in the park. You eat a little bit together, you drink together, you dance together, and then you can end it in a beer garden at a pub. So like once it gets like, you know, that's why I said Hackney, because comes to mind there's a lot of beer gardens around there. But so you started off in the daytime out and about, and then you know, you're even more ideal, I'm trying to find somewhere where there's a gig. So it actually feels like we're going to the headline.
Yes. And also you can probably hear it and you can see the people and you can soak up the vibes.
Exactly. And it's like so low, like this is like the most low maintenance thing I think I've done. And it's great because all we need to bring is some blankets to lay out and like some cushions.
You can always rely on the British public to rally together, whether there's like a touch of sunshine.
It's so true.
To have a drink and like be merry together.
Instant vibes, great time.
And you know how you always like when you walk in the park, you're like, oh, we should really do this. When there's people like, it's like it's getting it done, you know, like actually inviting people out and like, okay, let's do this. And I want to dress up festival style. And this year I haven't booked a festival yet. I'm still considering potentially going to Shambhala, but like it's not booked.
Okay.
So in my head, I'm like, I want to wear I bought a festival dress already.
You can wear
like
what
a sample set. It's a pink, literally like pink sequin dress, like a mini dress, like spaghetti top mini dress. It's like literally given like, party Barbie. And I found it in a sample sale on Portobello Road. Amazing. And it was like reduced from £80 to like 20, and I was like, I must have this. It was the middle of winter, but I thought, you know what?
But are you glad now that you bought it?
I know. Now I have an occasion.
Yeah, and do you know what? It's always fun when you buy a piece, and then you're like, I now need an occasion, so I'm going to create an occasion. Love that.
I'm very good at that sort of.
Yeah, love that.
But yeah, anyways, you know, just some ideas if people want to have some summer parties, get your friends together, just send an invite out to everyone. Everyone brings some foods.
Yeah,
you just got to make sure there's music, there's some vibes.
I love that. And it's so like everyone can just like dip in and out. There's no entry fee. There's no crazy crowds like a festival.
And you can take the decoration as far as you want to, money-wise. Obviously, if you have some more budget, you can make it a bit more impressive with decorations. But like we manage every year with quite cheap like thinking, and you just have to think creatively and you can make it like just
I've
as
also seen that sometimes in the park with kids' birthday parties and
so
you know, people will bring like some of those fold up tables and blankets and just get like balloons and paper plates and it doesn't need to be as expensive as you think it is going to be.
Because not everyone has a garden as well, so
we don't have a garden and I feel like we just rely on our parks and green spaces
100%. That sounds like such a vibe. Well, one of the things that I've been loving this month, I went to a really lovely dinner party. It was like an outdoor event in Stepney Green called the Stepney Green Kitchen Allotment, which is such a lovely space in East London. It's very tucked away. I hadn't been there before and I was like, this is lovely. And a catering company called Salsa Rose had put on the most amazing spread. So if you are hosting any events or parties this year and you do want the hassle taken away of someone else actually cooking for you, they are such a nice catering company and they do lots of weddings and summer soirees and the food was just, I think it's the best catering food I've ever had.
Oh wow.
It was like arancini balls with like a green dip. They had this most delicious like a bit of bread with just some broad beans and some homemade pesto. Oh my god, yum. So simple. And it was all vegetarian as well. Yum. So simple but delicious.
Salsa Rose.
Salsa Rose, yeah, a really nice name. And it's female led. I think it's a group of like 10 of them, like a bit of a collective.
And do they deliver all around London?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
That's a nice way to like, if you are having a party, to like step it up a little. If you want something a little bit more fancy, like to actually.
Exactly. They can just do canapes. I think they can do like a sit down meal. So we had like, I think burrata, some grilled leeks. I had like an open fire outside, so everything was like wood fired. They made like a vegetarian lasagna, which I think had squash in. That was really lovely.
Oh, we're going to check them out.
They were so nice, and honestly the best thing for the dessert, it was a lemon sorbet, but they had like frozen the lemons, scooped out the inside.
Oh, I've seen this.
It when they do that.
Yes,
So
and it was
cool.
just such a nice touch. I was like, this is so simple, but yeah, really lovely.
I know it's really like stupid, but like I really love like when it's aesthetic. Like I know obviously it needs to be delicious, but like when caterers really like get that sort of like rustic, but like nice, you know, like not too over the top, like fancy, but like still.
It's so good. Yes. Like a little flour or like a little like crumb. Yes. So good.
Exactly. Anything served inside a vegetable or fruit, I'm right there. I thought a really nice dessert option actually if you're having a little dinner party at home, because it looks really, you know, professional, but it's probably quite simple.
Dreamy.
So yeah, Salsa Rose I'd recommend.
If my parties get more fancy, I'll let you know, guys.
Everyone can chip in.
Literally. I'm like, there's a budget now. What was I next? Oh yes. So I haven't been to this, but I thought like I must say, because like I love the Pelican, right? The Notting Hill pub. Great food, great vibes. Always such lovely people there, and they've opened another pub now in Maida Vale called The Hero, which essentially, like design-wise, like from the looks and stuff, they copy-pasted like the Pelican vibe, which is beautiful. Such a beautiful pub to look at.
It's like very pared back, minimalist. Chic.
Yeah, exactly. But a bit like rustic.
It's quite warm. It's not like, I don't know, sometimes I think when it's like minimal, you're kind of like, it doesn't have an atmosphere, whereas the Pelican
it's got something rustic. And the slight difference to Pelican is, in The Hero, so downstairs in the ground floor you have the usual pub and the laid back pub food, which is similar to the Pelican. They have like, you know, the Pelican has that lobster pie. Ooh, so good. It's very good. It's to share with like, oh,
you know what? I have not even been there because every time I've been, it is so busy.
Yeah.
You can't even book a table.
No,
it's crazy.
Yeah, you need to book it ahead. But I would happily go again for that pie. It was honestly insane. We shared it between 5 people as well, and it was like with some sides, it was perfect.
Charlotte did a dinner to launch her jewelry collaboration with Edge of Ember, and so we were in the private room upstairs, and it was, I think they had the pie, but I had one of the best veggie vegan meals that I've had in London in such a long time now.
Oh, wow.
It was really, really lovely. And you have that sort of feeling like I stood up and like carved the pie, like, you know, like it was so, and it's the same sort of vibe there. I don't think it's a lobster pie there, but they also have a pie zone, so sharing dishes. But then on the first floor, they have like a bit of a elevated vibe where it's called the Grill, I think. That one isn't open yet, but they say it's going to open soon, and it has like an open fire grill, and they do like fish and meats there. So
does it have an outside space, or is it just inside?
I actually don't think. I think you can stand outside. I don't think they don't advertise an outside space, but like garden, But I'm, you know, I will report back once I go.
Please do.
But at the Pelican, they don't have a proper outside space either. You just like, stand kind of outside. But I quite like that. That's a very, in Notting Hill, it happens everywhere for some reason. Like people just like stand like outside of pubs. I feel like in London in general, But so their first floor is like a bit more of a restaurant vibe. And then all the way upstairs they also have the private dining room like in the Pelican, which I think is a great thing to have.
Oh, definitely.
It is,
for these like smaller like dinner parties, because like how the Pelican I think sits like 30 people maybe.
Yeah, it's quite big. It's quite big.
I think it's similar vibe. But just very excited.
Lovely.
Have another one of those.
Yes.
Yes, I will do.
Okay.
I shall be drinking there. Finally, last but not least, Bridgerton. Gonna have to talk about it. The new season with Nicola Coughlan and Luke Newton. Did I say that right?
Yes, because they're playing. So the new story is, well, the third generation is Penelope Bridgerton and Colin. Penelope.
Colin Bridgerton and Penelope Featherington.
There you go.
I know it's so similar. Confusing. I already have quite a few opinions about this. Have you watched it?
I watched the first season.
Yeah.
Absolutely obsessed.
Yeah.
Second one kind of lost me. I didn't really get into it.
I agree.
I don't know.
I was attached to the second season. Made me really feel things. I was like, I loved their love story so much.
Maybe because the first one was so horny and it was way more sexy. The second one, I was kind of thinking it was going to be that, and it was a little bit more demure.
See, I love the hate love. That to me is the sexiest thing. Like, I find that, it's probably quite a toxic thing. This is probably why I'm saying
it's good for a period drama.
It just it was that tension. Oh, I don't know. But so the third season obviously follows Penelope, and they only released 4 episodes for now, which we discussed this earlier. Is probably for the best, but I was very annoyed when we because I didn't know.
Does it end on a big cliffhanger?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Because this is the first drop.
What a cliffhanger!
Indeed, no spoilers. No spoilers. So this is the first drop, and then I think the next 4 episodes are out in mid-June. So we've got about
a long time.
It's a while,
I'm gonna forget. I'm really forgetful. I forget these things.
Mm-hmm. You have to go back and watch the final one again.
Either way, I mean, not giving away too much, but I'm a little bit I didn't want Penelope and Colin to have a story with each other because I do think he's a dick.
Yeah, he's not good enough for her. He's
not been good in any way, and I don't think there should be.
And she's been obsessed with him from day dot, right?
Exactly. Yeah. I just feel I mean, obviously I don't know how it's gonna end, who's gonna, but I have a feeling because obviously it's been advertised with them too. I'm like, are they gonna get married or something?
Will they, won't they? Exactly.
But that wouldn't be very nice because he's not treated her right.
No, he has not. My main gripe with this series, and also the last one, is that they give you these amazing characters. Well, I was where are they now? They don't just they walked off into the sunset. I was like, I want to see what they're up to.
They were in it a little bit at the.
No, just her.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yes,
the baby.
I think he
doesn't want to do it anymore.
Yeah, he doesn't want to do it anymore.
No.
You can see a little bit, but you don't see much. Also, another thing I really don't like is that they skip Benedict's story. Mm-hmm. So they reason it with
Which one was Benedict?
That's the second oldest brother, the one that's the artist.
Okay,
So they reason it that he's, they want him unmarried for a little bit longer because as soon as you're married, you're basically out of the show, like you said. Okay. So they want him in there for a bit because usually he would come before Colin because.
That's so true. Yeah.
But what annoys me about it is in the first season, right, I got really excited because there was some sort of LGBTQ plus level to his story, the way it was laid out. But then in the second season, you would only see him getting with a girl, and now in the third season, this is not a massive spoiler, this is a side story. But again, he's getting with a girl, so they kind of dropped that whole and I'm missing that a little bit because they're really progressive in the sense of everything else, you feel, I mean, not progressive, with the women, but it feels modern, really the modernness of it. I like that there's a difference there, but I'm just missing that aspect a little bit now.
And I guess because we've seen all those period dramas done in that very traditional way, that's all been done. This was then a kind of more modern take on the period drama.
Yes, exactly.
It's the opportunity to do it.
It's just weird because they teased it in the first season, and then they kind of, it's almost like they took it back.
No, I think they're gonna rerun with that story. Yeah, I think he's gonna have his time.
So do you think he's the next one?
But do you think he's gonna go back into the LGBTQ.
Oh yes, yeah. I think he'll have his gay romance. Yeah, for sure.
That's what I've been waiting for. I don't know why. I love hot gay romances. It's just interesting. And he's very attractive. He's so attractive.
Yeah, especially in a period drama where traditionally that's very a taboo subject. It's an interesting level. Yeah. And also another thing that annoyed me is that Nicola Coughlan is so stunning, and even in this series she looks even more beautiful. And she's I'm a spinster. I'm so hopeless. Nobody fancies me.
This is what I mean.
And I'm but really?
They sell her so badly.
Yeah.
And this is what and again, this is a little bit of a spoiler for like her storyline, but like it's just, I feel like she's putting herself down a lot, and I didn't want that to be. I hope that's gonna change in the second half, but like it just doesn't feel very like empowering. Agreed. It feels like if you're not a Daphne, or if you're not
like very traditionally
beautiful.
She's so
like
beautiful.
I know.
Do you know how old she is?
She's 37.
Like, wow.
She looks, I mean, she's playing like a 20-year-old.
Yeah.
But I think it's her skin. Her skin is like butter.
She is just so beautiful.
Yeah, I just think she's the best.
It's insane. Like, it could crack when you like, it's insane. Side note, one more thing about Bridgerton. Have you noticed the wigs of Queen Charlotte?
Yes,
they're getting crazy and crazy. I'm a big Queen Charlotte fan. I watched that sideshow as well. Like, I absolutely loved it. I love her so much. I love her energy.
She's a great character.
But yeah, they throughout this series, the wigs just keep getting crazier, and you like
they're
it's
like up here.
Yeah, and it's a really side thing. Like, it doesn't have anything to do with the story, but like you keep watching it, and you're like, I've been seeing these TikToks of women like in the last episode, she's wearing this wig, and within the wig, there's some sort of like thing going on, like it's like something spinning.
It's almost like hair wrapped around the wig. Maybe it's symbolic of her getting more powerful.
Yes.
Big wig, big energy.
Deep. Love that.
Like a crown almost. But I think worth a watch. Do you agree?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and obviously the music is great. The costumes are beautiful.
Like, give me everything tonight.
Yeah, the music I loved in the first one. Like, that really I love those like modern takes on the classics.
Agreed. Okay, so now let's talk about some SL picks, things that we've been loving on the site, social, video, etc. So I saw a really lovely festival edit that the fashion team put together, which was great inspo for any kind of festival or some events you've got going on. So it had lots of like fringe jackets, free people, that kind of like boho chic. But I find it really hard to know what to wear. Because I don't really have any I don't have a festival wardrobe. So often I will something glittery or sparkly. So yeah, any tips on, Lu, what would you wear if you were going to a festival?
Yeah, I think I used to love like all of the like Glastonbury street style, like the Alexa, the Siennas, like that kind of the Kate Moss, like that boho. And it's quite interesting because I feel like the kind of the breakdown formula is basically like a kind of fun, smart, glittery dress, top, like lurex or sequins or something like that, and then a very practical jacket and shoes, and then a fun hat or like fun sunglasses, and then you're kind of like definitely practical footwear, like no sandals, like people stand on your feet, there's mud, slushy, like
cowboy boots all the way.
Boots or
like wellies, or even like Timberland boots, or like just go practical. And then like a lurexy dress, I think I do, and then like a Barber. That would be my vibe. Or do you know what? There's loads of barn jackets, and those kind of canvas like chore jackets are very in this season. After the Rose, just kind of put them back on the map again. And I feel like that is a good like practical, can get muddy. It's quite hard wearing. It's kind of lightweight, so it's not too like thick and bulky. Would kind of go over like every silhouette. I think that's a good piece to have.
Also, if you want to go like all in, but you don't want to spend the money, what I do is I go on Vinted. The amount of people selling sequin little dresses and things like that, like
they've worn it once. And,
exactly, and if you don't want to spend a fortune, or like you're only going to wear it once, because that's the issue with festival wear, isn't it? Like unless it's something like the things you said you can actually wear in other scenarios. But if you really want to go out there, but you don't want to spend too much. And then another thing that I've always done with festivals, if you want to go for the like real like hippie boho vibe, there's a lot of shops in Brighton that sell like that sort of like
nice
vibe. There's one shop in particular, I think it's called All About Audrey. She imports fabrics from old things from India, I'm pretty sure she said, and she makes kimonos and things out of them, or like these like these butterfly wrap tops that have like, and those I know they're quite intense for like a normal day-to-day life, but for a festival, I have one of her kimonos, and literally for a festival day, like I'll just throw on shorts and a little top, and then I put the kimono on top, because it flows and it's like this green like old pattern, like it,
and the wind,
it's really cool.
I'm obsessed with the way you're saying kimono.
Yes.
How do you?
I would say kimono.
Oh yes.
But that sounds
the
nicer.
German way of
I love
pronunciation.
that. That sounds so.
I've done it quite a lot recently.
Kimono.
Like I keep having words where I pronounce it the way you would pronounce it in German, like Lidl instead of
No, it sounds
little.
much more chic. Well, it's chic
Lidl.
anyway. Kimono.
Speaking of which, and festivals, did you guys see Sapna and Daisy at Taylor Swift?
I'm so jealous.
I still cannot believe that they went to night one. That is my dream. Night one of a concert.
In
the new
Paris.
album drop.
Like I didn't think
died.
I've ever been more envious of
agree.
a colleague getting to do
Honestly.
But deserved, because I think Sapna is a huge Swiftie.
Watching the vlog, the pure happiness on her face when Taylor comes out, it is like the most lovely, heartwarming moment. But so envious. I'm putting it out there, like, I really want to see Tay-Tay. I love the new album so much.
I wonder if there's still tickets available. I reckon they've been snapped up now.
They definitely have.
It's really sad. I tried, but like, I have a limit to like, you know, what to spend, and the tickets
I know,
were just
so
expensive.
But I would love, because I know, like, I mean, I know the set list and I know every single song on the set list. I wouldn't describe myself as a Swiftie per se, but like, I love her music. So I'm like, if I could go, I would definitely go.
Yeah.
But it's just like, I can't spend £1,000 on
But I think
tickets.
also, if you know the set list, then having the new songs, like, what do you think of the new album?
I was really excited. Like, I literally, as Paris went on, I went on TikTok and I made sure my feed is updated on like which songs she's playing. And the new album, okay, so it's very long. It's too long, in my opinion. It's too many songs. She didn't need to do that. I'm a very traditional 12 songs max kind of person. However, there's some absolute bangers in there, like the Who's Afraid of Little Old Me. I was like, wow, love it. The I Can Do It With a Broken Heart.
Is that your favourite?
I like it. Like, it's like beating within me. So like any opportunity that I have got to go out in the car by myself, I will jump the opportunity and just play that on, blasting it out. It's just like really like beaty.
The response of that song as well, like there's a lot of corporate girlies that have been like posting on TikTok, finally a song like to understand a corporate girly life, because you know it's quite a sad song when you think about the lyrics, but like I don't know, it's just like, it's so funny how many people relate to it. And I don't know, she's you know, she's managed once again to put a lot of like hits out within one single album. I mean, I know it's 30 songs, but like, and the songs she chose to play live as well, like, are the best ones.
So
like she took quite a few of them like into.
Yeah, you're getting bang for your buck. Obviously the tickets are expensive, but she does how many songs? 40 songs?
It's insane.
It's insane. I watched
15
the
outfit changes
movie, and I was under the impression that there's like breaks in between, and I was and she said, she was like, oh yeah, it's literally like her changing in 30 seconds and then getting back on stage.
Can you imagine the adrenaline that she must be feeling and doing that like night after night?
And she's dancing.
How does she not get ill?
You have to be so fit, like the level of fitness. It's like an athlete.
So fit. And like, what does she eat beforehand? Like
carb loading, I imagine.
Because like
for the energy.
even the dancers get breaks in between when she does the acoustic sets and stuff. She is the only one who is constantly on stage. And even when she's not on stage, they're changing her, so she's still like,
and she's singing and dancing.
It's the production is like incredible.
I have so much respect for that woman. And she gets so much shit, you know, for being like quite dramatic and like, I'm like, let her be, look at her go.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Can you
let
do
her
that?
be.
She's doing her thing, and the amount of women that and young girls that she is inspiring.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Like,
the community is
it's
beautiful.
amazing.
Like I love watching the TikTok. I love how people react. Like I love watching the proposals as well.
There were so many proposals.
I find it quite cringe, but at the same time, like every time it happens, like everyone around them like screams and shouts for them, and I'm like, you girls are like literally like connecting over the
I
love
think like
of this.
that. I haven't been to a concert in so long, but like for me, like one of the most amazing things is that kind of euphoric moment where like everyone is feeling and like focused on the same thing. There's so you know, in day-to-day life, everyone has got like their head is in different places. You're doing like 7 things at the same time, whereas in that moment everyone is just focused on like
that's how I felt at Harry Styles. I was literally like, it was like everyone was like like it was like this magical like time. Like I had a UTI that day, sorry that might be TMI, but like I did. I was in a lot of agony, but I went anyways, and I forgot for the 2 hours. I forgot, and I was just there, and everyone was singing, we were crying together, like
therapy.
It was honestly beautiful.
And Lu, you mentioned the TikTok that was going around last week about the nostalgic snacks. I was so sad we weren't here to get on that.
I wasn't
here either. We all missed out.
Yeah,
now is our time.
You see a topic and you're like, I've got so much to say. How was I missing it? So this was a TikTok on the nostalgic snacks. And I've got so many.
There's so many. From like, I think the 90s was a time where actually a lot of those food and drinks have been banned now. Yeah. Like Sunny D, for example. I used to love
Sunny D. Oh my God.
All, like the sugar content where we didn't know that sugar. Well, I guess they knew, but
does Capri Sun still exist?
Yes, but it's with reduced sugar now. I love a Capri Sun as well.
Do you remember chipsticks?
Yes.
Like I feel like all those kind of like corner shop crisps that were like 20p.
Like Space Raiders.
Yeah, or like I don't know, like all those like party snacks.
Food.
Like party rings. I didn't know they do still exist, but like they really take me back. And like Arctic Roll.
Yes.
Oh, my granny used to love Arctic Roll. Choc ices, Viennetta.
Viennetta.
I actually bought a Viennetta yesterday, so that's still very much alive and kicking in my house.
A lot of the ones I had as a kid then now made it like to the UK, like, you know, like we had like, you know, like the Kinder Milk slice.
Oh yeah.
Or as we like to call it, Milchschnitte. And that was like it was a really big thing when I was younger, but it really wasn't here.
Yeah.
We had a lot of these weird like toy sweets, you know, like the gum cigarettes, or like the
yes. Oh my God, the little cigarettes.
Like the Kinder ones.
Yeah, or you know that like little round. It was like a round packaging, and then you'd have gum in it, and you'd clip it off, and it was like a.
Oh yes,
what was it called?
It was almost like a tape measure.
Yeah, it was like
and you pull it out, and then
like
when
you had one, everyone would be like, "Can I have some?" And you'd give them like the smallest amount because you've tried.
Do you remember going to cinema and those gobstoppers that were like this big?
Oh my
and
God,
you like couldn't even get it in your mouth.
It's such a stupid thing, but like at the same time, you really wanted, and people had them for days. It's disgusting.
Yeah,
and even those like dummy like lollipops as well.
I remember people used to have those in my school. It's like around like a
oh my God,
chain.
literally.
That was so strange.
So weird.
And did you have center shocks? You know, like they were like you put them in your mouth, and your mouth would like it was like so sour that you like.
Oh, is it kind of like toxic waste? Those
probably
really
seems like the same vibe.
Sweets. Yeah.
Even just like penny sweets. Like I remember being when I was younger, getting 20p and being able to go to a sweet shop.
God, yes.
Yeah.
Now 20p would not even get you a credit.
No.
Like, and you could get 20 penny sweets, and you'd literally like, you know, you get like a little like brown wooden bowl, and you'd like go pick them out, and then the guy in the newsagent would like count them out one by one.
Yeah, it was like 5p per thingy or something.
God
like
knows
that.
how long those sweets were in those tubs for, but it didn't matter because they were all delicious.
And then you'd like, you know, sneaky take like eat a few as you were going.
Yeah. Oh my God, so many.
Honestly,
I love that. Okay, so let's move on to our news round. So a recent article in the Telegraph was about Gen Zers are not going to clubs anymore. So the title is From Rowdy Behaviour to Clean Living Kids, Why Gen Z Gave Up on Clubbing. And it says, today's 20-somethings are rejecting the noisy anonymity of the nightclub and embracing sobriety, fitness and old-fashioned hobbies, which is so interesting because I think there is a massive shift towards like wellness.
You can feel it, yeah. You can really see it all over social media as well.
100%.
It's strange coming from my friend group in high school, like we were party kids. As soon as we were allowed to the club, we were going to the club. Like we were like, I loved it so much. And in Germany, you can drink from 16, so no spirits, but like beers and wines, and you're allowed to go to the club until midnight.
Okay.
But obviously, you know, like you'd like try and like stay longer. With the cool kids.
How did that work? They'd be like everyone under
you get 16, get different wristbands, and then they come through. Yeah, but like either way, like that was like my introduction, and then like when I turned 18, you know, all I wanted to do was party, go to bars, go to like, and that stuck around for so long. And even like now, like I love a night out. And
do you?
Yeah, I really do. I used to be such a party girl, and now obviously I'm older now, and like I know you have to live with the consequences afterwards of a hangover.
This is true.
So I really feel this like this new vibe, but at the same time for me, like that was like a
rite of passage,
real big part of like my youth. Yeah. It's interesting, like now hearing that people just
gone the other way.
Happy, to. It takes up a lot of pressure, doesn't it?
It does. I honestly can't remember the last time I went to a club.
No.
I mean, I don't go clubbing anymore. I haven't been
like
to a club.
Like a bar for dance floor.
Yeah,
like do that for like a birthday or an occasion.
Yeah. Like I love a bar that turns into a bit of a party. I love a rooftop, you know. I love a summer party.
Yes. But I think it is much more inclusive. Like I'm not really a big drinker, and I used to find like, you know, it was like that was just what you did. It was like a rite of passage that like there's a Saturday night we're all going to go to the club.
There's so much more like conscious about mental health like now, like because like at the time, like sometimes like there'd be days like I'd feel really down and I didn't want to go out, but I'd still go out because I still wanted to be cool, you know, I wanted to be part of the group.
But exactly, so
whereas now there's so like
there's less peer pressure.
You don't have, and I think there's more acceptance for like other hobbies, like, you know, pottery and like also things that you can do in the day. And like, I love an early night. I would much rather go out for like a nice long lunch and then be home in bed by 8.
I couldn't agree more. That's my dream. That's my dream Saturday.
Long lunch. It's so
you would
much
hate
nicer.
My weekends.
But very different.
And it doesn't like creep into the weekend. But I don't know, it just feels there's way more acceptance to do the things that you get enjoyment and pleasure from.
Less
judgy.
It's less Mean Girls now. Do you know what I mean? There was a time like, and I feel like a lot of the new like movies and TV shows kind of represent it as well. That it's not about like the cool kids like getting really drunk and like party. It's more like the kids who are quite like woke and quite this is like, you know, everyone's accepted. That's the new cool, and I love that.
100%. And I also think, well, the main downside is that so many clubs are now closing.
That is sad.
So it says, this is written from the perspective of a 21-year-old writer. So she says, the chain Recon, which manages venues like Attic and Prism, I remember Prism.
Oh my God, Prism.
Has announced 17 closures nationwide this year due to financial challenges. But she says that there are several reasons why people, like Gen Zs are going out less. So one of them is doping fears, so fears of being spiked or with needles as well. I remember that was a horrible, nasty trend that was going around. Also the pandemic effect, so those Gen Z, the young Gen Zs who kind of like lived out their late teens they missed that, like when you're 18 you get to go out to a club or to the bar, so they've missed that. Also the cost of living crisis. The average price of a pint in London is now £8.
Oh, that's disgusting.
Which is ridiculous. So expensive. Also, when I was in Lisbon, £2 a pint.
Oh my God,
sorry, €2.
That was another thing. How affordable it was out there.
So cheap.
The food was so cheap, but so
cheap.
Good.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So it is very expensive, particularly in the bigger cities. Yeah. And then also, a lot of Gen Zs are stone cold sober, so many are choosing not to drink at all, and approximately 1/3 of 18 to 24-year-olds don't drink alcohol at all, which is huge. Yeah, like when I was 18, like if you didn't drink, it was a bit kind of like, I don't know, you're like, oh, we're such a party pooper. So I think it's really positive.
I think it was that, like, that was definitely my generation as well. That you then feel like, oh God,
if you don't join the
if
party,
I'm not drinking, that's not cool.
Exactly.
But it's so nice though that there's this like freedom now of like, you know, you're respected either way. Like it's so sad that like people got forced into like a night out. Like, you know, when you say like you went out and you pretended to be drunk, like I'm so glad that we are at the point now the way we like evolved so much.
Totally, and it doesn't matter. And you can say like, do you know what? I don't really drink, or I don't really want one tonight.
And it's not like
no one's like, oh my God, that's so sad. Like you know,
exactly.
It'll be interesting to see. I think that generation, like how their health is impacted in like years to come, because our generation has been through like so much like binge drinking, and what that has done to us, and you know, so.
Definitely, it can only be a good thing.
But it's sad for those businesses that are closing, but hopefully they'll turn to something that's good.
I feel that maybe they need to, you know, rethink and adapt, like everyone else adapts. Agreed. Like, you know, when movies became accessible through internet, like everyone adapted. People find, like, I feel like you need to like, we can't stop time moving.
Exactly. And there are so many cool sober nights out now and collectors, people that don't drink, so maybe that's an avenue. I think we should answer a few questions before we finish. So these are some questions from our readers on the Sherlock's community. So somebody has said, does anyone have any tips on liquid allowances on flights? This is such a good one, and I think I'm very well placed to answer this question, because when I went away for 3 weeks over Easter, I only took hand luggage.
Sherri?
Yes.
I did not know that.
I was so impressed. I mean, it wasn't my choice, but because we had so many internal flights, it would have been really expensive and just a huge faff to take like a big suitcase. So I feel like I've got it down. So my main swaps are that face wash. Don't take the liquid. Take the Dermalogica face wash. That's actually a powder. You add it to water. It's like a gentle exfoliator.
That is so good one.
And they do like a mini one. So it's really nice. It's really gentle. Great for all skin types, but again, that's not liquid.
Okay.
Shampoo and conditioner, I would say don't take unless you've got like a specific hair type, because most hotels actually have it. Also, things like mascara eyebrow gel. Often they don't count as a liquid, so you can put them in your normal makeup bag.
I was going to say that because I once in Stuttgart at the airport, they literally took my whole makeup bag apart and told me which ones are liquids and which ones aren't. No, it's a good thing because mascara, they don't notice as a liquid. Like, brow gel, like you said, they don't notice any sort of like cream concealer. They don't see as like the glossier concealer, not liquid to them. Like, I was amazed. All the stuff I put into my liquid bag, and they were literally like, you don't need all that.
Yeah, so good.
So makeup, it's really good.
You can always hear that was going, that rule, about 100 ml.
Yes, in the next couple of years. City Airport doesn't have that at all, so that's a great one. But yeah, hopefully by 2026, I think that's going to be cut. So
that's crazy.
Yeah, and what's my other tip? So if you do need something, Boots do a click and collect service. So you can order it online and then just collect it at the airport when you get through security.
And that also works with milk if you're travelling with a baby, because that takes up so much space. If you're packing it, you can't really go with hand luggage with a baby, but if you're going for a week, whatever, and you've got to take formula with you, then that's a really good one. You can pre-order it before.
Great tip.
So handy for the organised girlies out there.
Indeed. And also, just condensing, I know that's really obvious, but Muji is my the little station of
Muji's so
minis is one of my favourite. I could literally just hang out by that station for an afternoon.
And taking a really square bag that's like the maximum space, like a not those one use airport or a zip bag. Take a proper
some places are funny about that, and they want you to put them into the little square one. Some, I think it depends how nice the people are.
It depends what airport you're at. Sometimes they don't care, and sometimes they're very strict.
Really?
And you don't want to throw away any of your. We were at the airport last week, and this girl was like, "I can't take my Jo Malone. Do you want it?" And I was like, "Throw away your deodorant. Take the Jo Malone." And take perfume in a decanter, a small decanter that you pump in.
Yes,
From you can get them from Amazon.
Really or cheaply. Just get little samples. They're always really nice to take.
Yes.
Try a different fragrance while
a whole ball just for holidays.
Perfume balm as well. That's amazing. You can just rub it on and it's not liquid.
Yeah.
So some clever swaps. Okay, someone has also asked, I'm going to Copenhagen for a week. Does anyone have any suggestions for a hotel that won't break the bank? I've been once. I mean, there are lots of mid-range hotels that are very chic with cool rooftop bars, but there's one called Hotel Grand Joanne. I think it's about $150 per night, so it's not too bad. But the interiors are lovely. It's on Mr. and Mrs. Smith. It's very chic, and you can't get a more central hotel. So if you just want to be able to walk to all the main sites,
so nice.
That's a great one.
That's good.
Yeah, we were staying at Villa Copenhagen, but it's not super affordable. But
it's more of a more chic. And also Generator and things like the M Group as well always have affordable hotels. Okay, and finally someone has asked, this one for you, Lou. I'm looking for some stylish. Sorry, it's I'm looking for a man in finance. I'm looking for some stylish walking sandals that are very comfortable for the summer.
Well, we obviously just talked about the boat shoe phenomenon and the fisherman sandals, which are insanely comfortable. When I was in Lisbon, I tried on these sandals from a brand called La Croix, and they are the comfiest sandals I have ever put on. They've got they're leather with a crisscross over the front with a kind of shearling around just the crisscross, but your toes are still out, but it's kind of covered enough in your toe. They are so comfortable, it's unreal. So if you can track them down, have a look at them. But I also just swear by Birkenstock.
Yeah,
I wore them all.
Birkenstocks for the win.
Yeah, I wore them the whole time when I was kind of trekking around. They're a good sturdy shoe. They last you for years, and
they also actually have a medical sole at the bottom it's really good for your foot because I find this is the issue with a lot of these new shoes ballerina flats. They're very flat, pretty, very beautiful, but you really ruin your feet if you're walking them for too long.
And I think if you're walking on cobbles and you're uphill, I think you need that sturdy base.
Yeah.
But Birkenstocks were originally made for that sort of reason, for a healthy.
Yeah. So I think you need just a chunky sole and you need a bit of support.
Also, finally, I actually do rate ASOS sandals for comfort. Yeah. They might not last you a lifetime, but if you just want a comfy one that's not going to break the bank, they are very good. And they have a lot of wide fit as well, if that's your foot shape. Okay, thanks, ladies. I think we will leave it there. Thank you so much for listening. If you have any feedback at all, please email podcast@sherlux.com. You can also look out for our question box on Instagram each week, or ask your questions on the SL community at community.sherlux.com. Don't forget to rate, review, subscribe, and tell your friends. See you next time.